this character could easily be the strongest character in this game as long as you know how to play him. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna teach you guys or show you guys how I play Gladiator. I thought of a few ways I could bring this guide to you, but I figured the best way to do it probably just to bring it live. So that way if something pops up on my head, I could just throw it in there. So we're just gonna hop straight into it. Alright, so first things first, we'll take a look at the moves list real quick just to kind of get an idea. He has a bunch of lights, heavy, which you can feint those all day. You have a light heavy, 2 lights in heavy, 3 lights in heavy, 4 lights in heavy. And if you notice, after every light you throw, you can throw a heavy, so which means you can feint that heavy. So we'll kind of get into how you can use that. You have the dashing attack, kind of like Valkyrie's where she jumps in. You have the side dashes, kind of like Valkyrie's. This character is basically what Valkyrie should have been, in all honesty. He also has the ability to dodge left to right or forward and punch somebody instead of stabbing them. And then you have this one right here. After you punch him, you can follow up with the heavy attack, which, as you can imagine, you can feint that into a bunch of other things as well. You have down and square, you stab your spear in their foot, and if they're out of stamina, that will knock them down. That's really useful. Then you have the Skewer here, which is a really underused move. I don't see many gladiators put into use when it really is a vortex. It's a vortex just like the Warden, and it's kind of hidden. So if you're not playing it right, you might not notice, but that's a really strong vortex. He has Deflect just like all the other assassins, and he can also go into Skewer from a Deflect. So you get a Deflect, you can hop into that Skewer vortex, and it is guaranteed. And then you have a counter jab here. Same thing. He has an out of stamina drain, so whenever you get a parry, you can press square and get a good little mix up on him. Okay, so we'll start with the lights. You got the 4 lights in a row, just 4 lights in a row from any direction you want. And then you got the light heavy. Then you got light, heavy. And you got a long one, light, heavy. So this character really shines whenever you talk about his versatility, and that's why he stands out amongst the others, because he can feint like crazy. So we're just gonna hop into it and show you kind of what he can do. So at light, heavy, and you can fake it. So light, heavy, light, or light, heavy, fake into a guard break, and then you can throw another heavy, or you could heavy, fake the second heavy, guard break, or you could heavy, fake the second heavy, light, and you can do that light from any direction. You could go heavy, fake, stab him in the foot. And that stab in the foot, it gets a lot of people off guard really quickly. And if they're out of stamina, like I said, it's a good stamina drain. So a lot of times what I will do is if someone's out of stamina and I get a guard break, I won't even go for the knockdown. I'll get the guard break and then get the heavy, fake the second one, and then stab him in the foot. So I want to keep this all kind of together. I don't want to cut it up too much, but that's really all the things you can do. I mean, but yeah, you have heavy, fake into light, heavy, fake into another light, heavy, fake into a guard break, fake into heavy, fake into a guard break again. You can do all these things. And then this character also has a really strong zone. So you can, if you hit him with that first unblockable portion of that zone, the zone is guaranteed. So now you can, light, fake the heavy, guard break, whatever you have to do. But that zone, light, fake the heavy into a zone. That's one thing you could do. You got these side dodging attacks from right side and left side. You also can close the distance with the top one, just similar to Valkyrie's. With these though, they are dangerous. They're extremely fast, but they are dangerous because if they block that, they don't have to parry it, they don't have to deflect it, nothing. If they block it, it's a guaranteed guard break. So you got to kind of, be wary of that. But at the same time, I don't want to say be afraid to throw them because they're very fast. They're very fast. So you got to kind of be a little unpredictable. The thing is with these as well is that whenever you throw this light, it acts like the first light in your chain. So after I throw a light, I can go straight into a heavy, just like a light, heavy, light, heavy. And just like a heavy, you can cancel that. Light, fake the heavy, zone. Guaranteed. Or light, fake the heavy, guard break. Or light, fake the heavy, light. Or light, fake the heavy, foot stab. The things you can do with this character is unreal. I mean, as you can probably already tell at this point, you have to watch out for a lot of shit when you're playing against someone who knows what they're doing. The next major tool the Gladiator has is he can dodge and punch very similar to how he dodges and attacks. Instead of attacking, you dodge and you press square and you punch. And as you see, it drains his stamina. So I'm draining his stamina. At the same time, I'm also concussing him, so where he can't really see anything. So you can dodge and punch all day. And whenever you get the feat unlocked in 4-on-4, haymaker, your punches now do damage. So that just adds a little bit more versatility to your character. You can bring more damage. Another thing here is after you dodge, the next attack in that chain is a heavy. So you can dodge heavy, you can forward dodge heavy, you can do it just like you normally would a regular chain. But as you can imagine, since it's a heavy, you can now fake that heavy. So I can dodge, fake the heavy into a light attack. I can dodge, fake the heavy into a guard break. I can dodge, fake the heavy into a foot stab. Or I can dodge, fake the heavy into, oh, or you can dodge, fake the heavy into a zone attack. And you hit him with that first part of the zone, that second part is guaranteed. And since you have haymaker, this first part of that zone now does damage because it's part of a punch. And as I said before, this foot stab gets him out of stamina. So you get a free heavy. A lot of times you can fake it into another foot stab and get him on the ground for 2. So whenever they're out of stamina, they're extremely vulnerable to a lot of your mix-up. This foot stab right here is extremely hard to avoid. So when you get to the point where someone is out of stamina, you have a lot of mix-ups because they have to dodge this foot stab. So if they're suspecting a foot stab after, let's say for example I feint. So I go light, heavy, feint, and I can go into a guard break because they're suspecting a foot stab. So light, heavy, foot stab, they're going down. Or you don't even have to go to the to a light heavy. You can just go heavy feint, foot stab, or you can just go straight up foot stab. So you can foot stab just about any moment, and it's almost a good way to get guaranteed damage because it's not guaranteed. They can dodge it, but it's extremely hard to avoid. And now we get to the Gladiator's most deadly move, the Skewer. This thing right here is hard to deal with. It acts kind of like the Warden's vortex because you can do it at any point during your chain. So I can throw a light and I can skewer. And if I skewer him and I keep him in there, you see it does bleed damage. A pretty damn big bleed damage too. So R2 into skewer. You can go heavy into skewer. You can go a light into skewer. You can go light, light, light into skewer. You can do it at any point during your chain. There's no time you cannot do it. Just like you do a side dodge, you straight into it. You can go punch, heavy, skewer. You can do this skewer at any point during your chain, and that is why it is so lethal. So now whenever you get to on how to avoid it, it is parryable, it is unblockable, but it is parryable. So if I get here, he can still parry that attack, which is okay. So you can fake it, and if he's looking for the parry, you fake it, now you parry his attempted parry. Or you can throw it, fake it, do a dashing side or light, or you could throw it, you could fake it into a guard break. Because a lot of assassins are going to want to dodge away rather than go for the parry. So the assassins that dodge away and try not to parry, you get a guard break. Or, well, that's another mix-up. I was going to throw that in there too. Yes, but you get a guard break on the assassins. You can go for that guard break. A lot of assassins will also try to go for a dodging attack to escape this. So you throw it, and then they dodge, and they try to do a dodging attack left or right. So you throw it and you cancel, but you don't cancel into anything. You throw it and you cancel, and you wait on them to do their dodge attack, and then you just get an easy parry. And then you just get this parry to the right or left side. That's what I'm saying, man. It's really versatile. Also, if someone is out of stamina, this is a way to put them on their heels, because you get here, you can cancel it and go into a foot stab. And if they're out of stamina, it's an automatic down on the ground. Also, if they're out of stamina, whenever the new changes come and you're not able to parry an attack whenever you're out of stamina, now you can let this go. They cannot parry it. So you can let it go, or let's say they cannot parry, so now their only reaction is to dodge. Now, this guard break becomes that much more effective. So whenever these changes roll around and you cannot parry in whenever you're out of stamina, that also makes a huge difference. Another thing with the skewer is you can press square when you have them in there and throw them. You can throw them any direction you want. You can throw them forward, backward, Also, if they're on a wall and you skewer them, you hit them. Yeah, see, I did it a minute ago. I pushed him against the wall. But if he's already pressed up against this wall right here, and I do the skewer, I'll bash his head into the wall. I mean, it doesn't do too much damage. It does stun them, but it's nothing to, you know, lose your mind about. The best thing to do whenever you get the skewer, in all honesty, is probably just to apply this bleed, unless you plan on ledging somebody. Easy way to ledge somebody, just scoop them on off. But the real versatility with this attack comes into the fact that he can cancel it into everything, you know? You can cancel into all these kinds of mix-ups. You can also cancel it into a zone attack. You want to get some guaranteed damage to finish the game? That's one way to do it. Fake the skewer into the zone. Another quick side note with this skewer here is whenever you throw it and it's actually in the person, you can dodge in and out. You can dodge and escape. So if you're in a 4-on-4 and someone's coming after you and you don't want to leave yourself in there for so long to, you know, vulnerable to get hurt, you can dodge out and escape. That's a good way to kind of get yourself out of trouble. So his skewer kind of acts like a Centurion's pin in a 4-on-4. I mean, as you can imagine, if you have a bunch of Centurions throwing those unblockables and pin attacks, this guy does the same thing. If I'm throwing this, I'm holding you in place. This whole time I'm holding you in place, people can hit you. I'm not just me, you know. I might have teammates who are beating you down. I might have a Shigoki ready to throw a fully charged heavy. So, telling you, man, this guy is dangerous. So this guy is an assassin. So like all assassins, he does have a deflect. The thing with this deflect is whenever you actually land the deflect, you press the heavy button and you go straight into your skewer. The difference between this skewer and the other one is that this one has hyper armor. So say you're going against a faster character who can get that light in before you can land that skewer, you're going to push through it because of that hyper armor. Whenever you land it, you do it just like you would a normal skewer. You can hold it in there, or you can also press the guard break button to push them in some direction. A lot of times the skewer will drain their stamina though. Whenever you land, whenever you actually get the deflect, it'll drain their stamina enough to where you can most likely, if they're low enough, you can throw them on the ground and get another free heavy. And this brings us to the last thing this guy has in his kit right here. He has a parry counter. So whenever you parry somebody, you can press the square button and you'll get a jab on them. And also after you jab, you can throw a heavy. And with that heavy, it acts like all these other heavies we've thrown here in the past. You can fake that heavy into a light. You can fake it into a zone. You can fake it into a foot stab. You can follow through with the heavy and then go into a skewer. You can actually throw the heavy if you'd like. You can fake it into a guard break just like you would all these other attacks. You do the same thing with this one. This change, the fact that he has this, makes this character extremely versatile, because whenever they make these changes to make these characters like a light heavy or a light parry and a heavy parry acts as the same, and they're the same reward for each of them. These characters that have these parry punishes are going to become a lot stronger, because in this instance, it drains an awful lot of stamina and it gets you straight into a mix-up. Alright guys, here we go. So here's the punch after the parry. You see how much stamina that drained from that guy? It takes an awful lot. And then that's the heavy. He has full stamina when he throws that attack. So if I actually connect that heavy, a lot of times it puts them out of stamina, unless they're a character that has a larger stamina pool. But see how much stamina that drains right there? It's insane. And the last thing this guy really has as far as attacks goes is he has this right here. If you sprint and you're, say you're in a 4-on-4, you're chasing somebody down, this has great tracking. You can chase somebody down really well. And if you miss it, there's a move called bamboozled. So if you miss it and you press square, you can follow up with the punch, and it'll knock them back and concuss them just like a normal punch would do. But this is it really helps you whenever you're trying to hawk people down like a fast shinobi or a fast peacekeeper. So a few tips I have now for whenever you're going against the gladiator. Number one, just remember that he does have a reflex stance, so whenever he holds it in one direction or the other, it only lasts for so long. It's very similar to the shinobi. So a lot of times if you let a heavy go and he already has it there way before it's made contact with him, you might not want to feint that heavy. You might just want to let it go and let it hit him, because I know it does happen. It does happen from time to time. Another thing is, whenever you're going against the gladiator, I mean, we just watched this guide. We see how much this character can feint. If he's sitting here doing all these feints, that's a surefire sign to say maybe you shouldn't go for too many parries, because if you try to parry everything this guy throws at you, he's gonna feint the hell out of you. He fakes it, and by the time you're even attempting to throw your heavy attack to feint, he's already throwing a light attack to get you off balance. So whenever you're going against a really good gladiator that knows what they're doing, watch out for the parries. Don't try too much to go after them. Another thing here is whenever he dodges left, right, and throws a light attack and he dodges forward, all you gotta do is block him. It's just like the Valkyrie. You get a guaranteed guard break. From there, you can do with him whatever you want. So that's really it. All I got for this character. I mean, he's, like I said, if you see it right here, he's extremely versatile. He can feint like crazy. I think they've given him every tool in the book. He has unblockables. He has bleeds. He has deflects. He has crazy mix-ups where he can feint in all kinds of directions. He has a zone that is literally an unblockable zone if you make contact. They've given this guy every tool he needs to be successful. So after watching this guide, hopefully you guys can take a little something from it. Maybe you can up your gladiator play a little bit. I don't think I'm the best gladiator in the world. I don't think I'm sorry, but hopefully this guide did help you guys out. If you want to see more For Honor, I do bring it ever so often. It's not just For Honor. I'm your casual guy, so I play a bunch of different games, but when I play, I'm competitive, so I like to win. So I like to do my best not to suck. So if you guys want to see more For Honor, I have another video on this gladiator. I have a stream around 5 hours of gameplay. So if you want to go in there and check it out, you can find just about anything you're looking for, or you can find examples live of everything that we've seen here in that stream. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this helps you, and see you in the next video.